Hello, I'm Nicole, the artist behind Art by Nicole, and today we're talking about the new Milan Art Institute Mastery Program. So let's go. Okay, so as you know, I was gifted the Milan Art Institute Mastery Program for Christmas by my amazing husband. And in January, actually January 31st, they released an update to the program, and it was a major update. They refilmed all the lessons, updated all the source images, all the things. And they updated the curriculum itself. So now instead of starting with drawing and oil painting, you start with drawing and acrylic painting. So I will be showing you the acrylic paintings I have done so far. Now, I realize it is mid-April. I'm not going to get into why it's taken me so long to only get through 2 weeks worth of lessons, but we are where we are, and we'll just do better going forward. So, I'll start with showing you the drawings. Now, the drawings kind of didn't change all that much. So, let's try to get this in frame. So they still have you do the, practicing the line quality, and then the very first drawing you do is still the hand holding the paintbrush. Okay. And then you do the shoe, and then in the section 2, you still practice with the graphite and the charcoal, your value scales. You still do the fruit drawing. But this is new. So this is the first drawing I've done with the new mastery program curriculum. It's teaching you about plane shifts and shading and things like that, and I love how this came out. It reinvigorated my love of drawing. If you've seen my most recent video, I did a sketchbook tour, like my little mini sketchbook, and towards the end of that sketchbook, I was drawing flowers. Like I started with the daffodil, and that was immediately after I drew this. And then from then, I was drawing every night. I haven't drawn this past week because I was sick, and this weekend we lost one of our fur babies. So didn't really feel like drawing. But anyway, yeah, so I loved this exercise. I took my time with it. I did the 2 hours, like I set a timer, because they give you time limit suggestions. And I say suggestions because the only one holding you accountable is yourself. And if you're enjoying the process and you want to spend more time on it, then spend more time on it. That's on you. But I did limit myself to the, I think it might have been an hour and a half for this. So, yeah. So those are my drawings. Now, let's see what I painted. So, this is my first acrylic painting with the new updated Milan Art Institute Mastery Program. And I love it. One, I love the new program, the updated program, because they updated the source images and they're all great and more interesting. Like, there are more things that I want to work with. Not that the images before weren't good. It's just I feel like they've been elevated. And I enjoy working with acrylic. At first, this particular painting, I struggled. My paint was drying out super fast. I couldn't get the blends I wanted. It was a little bit of a struggle, but I knew that it would be because acrylics dry faster. I love how this came out. I love the abstract background. I love the brushstrokes I was getting for the feathers. I love everything about it, just about. Compared to the source image, my bird's a little chunky, but it's okay. It's really okay. I'm very pleased. Okay, now let me show you the second acrylic painting I did. Okay. And here's acrylic painting number 2. Now, this process was a little bit more challenging for me. After, of course, after I just said that I really like the updated source images. For this particular painting, there wasn't really one source image that stood out as I must paint that. I don't know why. I mean, I love flowers. I love birds. Butterflies are okay, but I don't know. Maybe it was just because I was so intimidated. So this is a source image. And as you can see right here, it's all super complicated. There's all these hidden flowers and stems and leaves, and it's just, this is the least complicated, I feel, of all the compositions that were available. It is pretty. Don't get me wrong. It is a very pretty source image, but a little scary. So I kind of went into this particular painting expecting to not like my outcome. And I feel like that came through. It doesn't look like I gave it a lot of effort. I mean, on the final layer, I really did. I took 2 hours to do the final layer. But the first 2 layers, it was more kind of a, I don't like this. This isn't going to be good. This is super complicated. And I feel like that came through in the final painting. So I do want to try this technique again. And I'll pick a different source image. But there are some things that I really do like about this painting. In particular, my hummingbird looks great. I mean, considering that I am technically new to this painting, I guess. It's very different from the painting I was doing before. So I give myself some grace for that. But I do really think that my hummingbird came out very nice. I could have gone and added some more highlights, like on the pink part of his throat. And I could still technically do that. I have not sealed this. I mean, even if I had sealed it, I could add more paint and then seal it again. That's not the point. But anyway, I also like my butterflies. My butterflies look pretty nice. Um, the one on the bottom is a little wonky only because of the size. I think it's a lot smaller than the one on the top, but that one's supposed to be like further away. I do like this kind of like wilting flower down here. And my big flower is not bad. I could definitely use some more detail in the stamen area. But overall, the placement of the flowers and petals, sorry, the flowers and the leaves is a little off. Like how it's going like in a column over there. That's not right. That bigger bud should be to the right. But like I said, I think I will attempt to do this again. So you start with just like basic washes of color. You work in transparents only. And you just color block. And then the next layer you do more color blocking, but you try to get a bit more refined. You add your darks. And then the final layer, you add your opaques. And what I ended up doing, just like I did with the oil paintings, is I covered everything with opaque. And that was not really what you were supposed to do. That was not like the assignment. Ideally, you would have parts of your transparent washes that you liked and you would want to leave showing. I did not like them. So, but yeah. So those are my first 2 acrylic paintings for the updated mastery program. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!